Hi everyone, this is Milestone Entertainment. My name is Jeffrey Forberg, and today we got a special guest. His name is Lee Allen Donaldson. What's up, man?
You alright, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm alright. Tell us a bit about you.
Okay, fine. I'm 23 years old. I'm in my final year of studying sports science at Canterbury Christchurch University. I also work for the university at the sports centre. I'm a personal trainer there and a supervisor, so I'm always training students and staff, and also we have some other people that come into university different times of year, summer school and stuff like that. And yeah, obviously because I'm within the sports centre environment all the time, I'm always training because it's what I love to do, it's my passion, and it's the thing in life that I feel keeps me sane and motivated.
Interesting. So when did you start training?
I've been training on and off all my life. When I was younger, I played football for teams in school. Also was always a runner, long distance, and like 800 metres cross country. But then when I got into my teen years, I started wanting to bulk up a bit more. So I started when I was 18, properly in a gym, so I was fully developed, doing bodybuilding to start off with. So now I'm almost 24, so I've been training for 6 years almost now. 5 or 6 years consistently within a gym environment. Beforehand, it was always within school setting, but basically throughout my life, I've been training.
Oh, okay. So how often did you train when you started? Like
When I first
this
started,
regular?
obviously, it was new for the body and different, and you have to give yourself time to grow and repair and rest. So I typically did maybe 3 or 4 sessions a week. Um,
3 or 4.
Maybe an hour at a time, just not too much because obviously you don't want to burn myself out. So I gauged it as I progressed. So when my recovery got better and I was more developed, then I went to maybe five days a week. But on average, between 3 and 5 per week. But that's with just weights. With cardio, I did other days as well, separate days. So the rest days would be cardio.
So a lot of training.
So a lot of training, I guess, yeah.
What about your diet? Were you on any diets, or did you just eat
But
whatever?
when I first started, obviously my main gain was to gain weight. So obviously I did obviously change my diet. I upped the calories, started taking in more meat, more carbohydrates, things to basically help you put weight on, to grow, repair and maintain lean tissue, as well as to keep your normally bodily functions working. But there was a time I did try out some crazy diets which weren't necessary for me, but it's all trial and error really, you live and learn. So I learned that a few of them didn't work for me, such as a low carbohydrate diet or a no carbohydrate diet. It's good to make you more lean and defined and ripped, but for what I wanted at the time, to be stronger and to be fitter and bigger, it wasn't correct. So obviously I had to reevaluate my diet. And as time's gone by, I've learnt what works for me by trial and error.
That's good. What were your first like positive experience in training, like progress and?
I think just the month by month progressions on such as my weight increasing, but not in a negative way, such as gaining water and fat mass. It was more lean muscle tissue. Strength gains, of course. Better personal bests on lifts and cardio, for example, running distances for shorter periods of time, so increased pace, more endurance. And I'd say the main things was the mental aspect, the positivity it gave me to be motivated and succeed and keep improving. So it gave me a new drive and direction in life to succeed. So the psychological aspect was almost stronger than the physiological one.
Okay, speaking about the positives, what about the negatives? Like
negatives, very time consuming. Had to make a lot of sacrifices, such as not partying or having fun with friends as much, because I was always focusing on studying. Not studying, training. Or when I say studying, there is studying to it. You have to do a lot of research into different training principles and diets and rest and supplementation. So I did a lot of studying as well to obviously improve my knowledge. But so yeah, I'd say the negative was the time-consuming aspect, and also the pain. It's not easy to train and be consistent. It hurts. There's obviously a term called DOMS, which means delayed onset muscle soreness. So it's typically what athletes and people experience a day or two after training. They have a lot of pains, depending on their age and their fitness. You get muscular pains, just from general soreness, maybe some joint pains. So again, that's another negative thing, but it can also be seen as positive because you know you've worked your body hard. But there were times where I trained my body so hard, it was excruciating pain for days, and I couldn't walk sometimes. But you had to make sacrifices to get where I am now, so it was worth it. Yeah. So positive from a negative.
That's good. That's interesting. Speaking about bodybuilding, there's always people talking about supplements in a negative way or positive way. Have you had any experience with supplements, or do you take any supplements? Or
yeah, supplements. When I first started training, I was very against them. I thought they were a waste of money. A lot of the research and scientific data wasn't correct for the use of them. In my opinion, it was better to just have a good diet.
Yeah.
Natural foods, natural fluids, nothing artificial and manufactured by humans. But as time went by, I experimented and tried a few things out here and there. And now I've come to a stage where I know exactly what I need. I do take supplements, but I don't have cupboards and mountains of supplements. I have what is just needed for my body to supplement my diet, because obviously now I've got bigger gains, I'm larger, I have to maintain more. I train harder obviously because I'm fitter, so I need them to help my body as well as my diet. My diet is not enough anymore. It is still very good, and if anything it's better than it was before when I first started, but now I have such different goals and have a different physique. I need something to assist in the maintenance of that. So I do take supplements, but they're general, for example, multivitamins, protein powders, oats as well to mix, so it's like a slow energy release of protein and carbohydrates. Things to help you get by, because obviously in real life you can't always sit down and have a meal, depending on your schedule at university or work or anything else. So these things are backup options, not the staple of my diet. I don't believe in supplements only. The food is the main thing, the supplements the secondary thing.
So a good balance.
A good balance of the both, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Do you have any like idol athletes, or who inspires you, or do you have any people that you look up to in training?
Yeah, I've got a lot of people. They don't, not just athletic people, but there's many examples. One of particular interest of mine always has been Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
A lot of people obviously look up to him, and it's not a surprise. He's a very admirable man.
Yeah.
He obviously developed his body at a time when the drugs and supplementation and the scientific literature was backward as much then as it is now, and he developed an incredibly good body through bodybuilding. And then from there branched off into politics, into property. As a businessman, he engaged in more academic studies at universities to get more degrees and education, and has consistently progressed and changed and improved throughout his life as he's got older, and has still maintained to this day a healthy lifestyle. And it's obviously we're back within acting again, and he's still in good shape even in his 60s, and healthy and happy. For me, that's someone I very much look up to in every aspect, because he worked very hard to get where he is. He came from almost nothing when he came to America, and built up success, fame or fortune off his own back. And for me, that's very motivating and inspiring, like to have someone like that. And it proves that if you have the willpower, you can succeed in anything, not in just sports. Sports is the platform which helps you to have that determination and drive to succeed in other parts of your life. And he has that, and for me that's probably one of the main thing, and yeah, that he's probably my main idol, as well as others martial artists as well, and a few other athletes.
So, speaking of martial arts, tell us a bit more about it, like your experiences in this kind of sport.
Well, I've tried lots of different martial arts out since I was younger to now. When I was younger, I did karate, taekwondo, Thai boxing. Tried a lot of things, mainly stand-up sports, so kicking and punching, boxing as well. When I came to university, I met a guy who did study Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I had quite an interest in it because obviously there's the UFC, which is mixed martial arts, which is very popular now. It's almost taken over martial arts within the world. It's the dominant sport now, especially in America. More so the boxing. And we decided to start up our own society at the university called Mixed Martial Arts. And yeah, well, we studied disciplines as in judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, and all different aspects. Also, Taekwondo was another one that I've done at the university. So for me, martial arts is another very big interest and a part of my life. It, again, such as bodybuilding and other forms of sports, it gives you discipline and respect and other key things a person needs in life to succeed. You know, it's not good to be someone who is just big. You need to be able to defend yourself. And I don't mean it in the sense of being able to walk around and start a fight. It's only for self-defense at a last resort to protect you and others, which again comes to the discipline, the self-discipline that it embeds within you, and the philosophies from that, such as in Muay Thai. It's very much not seen as a sport of anger. It's peace and tranquility, such as karate almost. It's an art more so than a blood sport. UFC can be seen as that because it comprises elements of all martial arts, which is why it's called mixed martial arts. But again, there are obviously strict rules and regulations within the boundaries of it, what you can and can't do. And ultimately it tests athletes' their martial arts skills, because they have to be able to be cross-trained and diverse and multitask. They can't be just dominant in one area, because they can let themselves down in others. So a guy could be great at stand-up, if he's not good at his groundwork, he could potentially lose the fight. So it keeps you fresh and motivated, and you have to keep improving and challenging yourself in different forms in order to succeed. So for me, it's very important, and again it has a great physiological aspect and response to the body. It makes you look good as well. That's the byproduct of sports, whether it's martial arts or bodybuilding or football or anything. With the right diet and the right training, you also look good. You can look aesthetically pleasing, and that's a nice thing for yourself and for others. You know, it's nice to have people respect you and compliment you on the way you look, and it makes you feel better. So it's a positive thing for self-esteem.
Girls like it as well, yeah?
Of course, yeah. So it helps. So that's a good thing. That's a positive thing as well.
Yeah,
It's
a bonus.
It's
a
the
bonus,
byproduct.
yeah.
It's not my main goal. I don't train for aesthetics. I train for functionality. I train to be an athlete. I like to be fit and healthy. That's my main goal. But if I also look good, I haven't got a problem with that neither. Especially if people like it. So
yeah,
it's a good thing.
I feel you on that one. So, well, what are your goals? Like future goals, like to progress in your training, or?
Well, with regards to, because I mentioned before that I do quite a lot of different sports, such as bodybuilding, Olympic lifting, powerlifting, gymnastics, martial arts, etc. I want to keep developing my skills and athleticism in each sport, and hopefully compete professionally or amateur level, whatever I can get to, in each one. And just test myself to see if I can succeed, because whether I win or not, it's an experience. So for example, in May this year I'm going to the Body Expo in Birmingham, the NEC Arena, which is a whole weekend. I've been once before last year.
Yeah, I heard about it, yeah.
It's basically a whole convention for athletes and fitness, health and fitness related. So you've got bodybuilders, fitness athletes, CrossFit athletes, you name it, they're there. Martial artists as well. They've got academies and schools around the world in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. You've got strongman competitions. There's so much going on, and you know they have talks and seminars about how to implement new training strategies and diets and supplements. And there's obviously opportunities there to compete on the day in fitness tests and bodybuilding shows and fitness competitions, like to be a fitness model, like cover of a mag. You can try for that. So on the day, there's opportunities for you to also to learn and potentially maybe network and meet people to possibly become sponsored yourself in some sports. So for me, I'm going this time with my eyes open, because I went last year. It was quite overwhelming, but now I know I've got a plan. I'm going there to hopefully compete in fitness competitions, fitness modelling, bodybuilding shows, and anything else I can do whilst I'm there, even martial arts. So I'm going there to compete, to showcase what I can do and what I can achieve for the future. So hopefully progress. So in a few years' time, I will be there as a sponsored athlete in whichever sport I've specified myself to be in, and I'll be inspiring others, such as current people are doing now. So that's my main goal. That's where I see myself as an advocate, always for sports and health and fitness, and to be involved in things like that, like the convention in May.
Interesting. Well, we wish you good luck from Milestone Entertainment, and hopefully you progress in your training and you'll be successful, and also in the other parts of your life, finishing uni, and yeah. So we're happy to have you.
Thanks a lot, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and yeah, just do your thing, basically.
Thanks.
Peace. We out.